walk us through the decision to start Hayden over Aiden tonight?
Hayden over Aiden. You're a poet and you didn't even know it. Mage has been a reliever for us for 2 years, and you throw him into a starting role. He didn't even know he was a starting pitcher until opening weekend this year. We prepared him as a reliever, and he's done so well as a starter. But the 100-pitch games and 120-pitch games early on, it's hard for a reliever to do that without needing a rest at some point. And we've been waiting all season to give him an opportunity to rest a little bit, and this would be from Friday to Sunday would be 9 days, which is exactly what he needed. So he'll start on Sunday.
Is there a little bit to a different mental aspect and not, being able to look at, hey, I'm leading off, I can come out and see what other guys have done, look at the other team a little bit?
For most people, but not for Mage. Mage is he's just going to, no matter when he pitches or who he pitches against or what game he's watched, he's going to do what Mage does and just attack the heck out of people.
After last week when the offense didn't score more than 4 in a game, how crucial was it for in the first to get 4 there to kind of just settle in?
I mean, not just crucial to get 4, but get 4 because they got 2. If that team can really hit, man, god dang. If we don't score 4 there and they play with a lead throughout that game and start bringing, some guys out of the pen to hold a lead, that's a whole different game. So that 4 in the first off a guy who's been pitching really well for them, really, really important.
So for Tyler coming in, is it kind of the same kind of thing? See him in a little bit of a different situation? Seems like he's been pretty good the first time or two through the lineup.
Sometimes when a pitcher goes to bed at night knowing he's pitching the next day, sometimes that works in their favor, sometimes it doesn't. He came to the field today probably not expecting to pitch and pitched really well. So maybe that's a better spot for him. I don't know. He sure was pretty good today, so we'll see.
Coach, from a swing standpoint, would you say JJ's back?
Man, that was his best game of the year from a swing standpoint. Solid contact, both sides of the field, middle of the field, pull side. His rhythm was good. His timing was good. Maybe since he's playing short, he feels like a complete player now, and who knows. But, yeah, that was really good to see him back. And him and Salve the first 2 times up were 4 for 4 between the two of them. That's what the top of the lineup is supposed to do.
Could you sense that from JJ off the leadoff single he had? I know home run next to bat, but sac fly. It seemed like consistently had good swings throughout the night.
You can tell when he's locked into the middle of the field. That's the result you get. When he gets a little pull happy, then he starts pulling off balls, and you see some ground balls on the right side. But when he's locked in the middle of the field, that's when he's at his best.
There's basically a month left in the regular season.
In my career.
Yeah, well, that too. Well, no, but JJ getting back into the swing of things, Logan getting back into the swing of things. How do you kind of approach it? Okay, now this is the time for us to grab momentum, or does it feel like there's time to be made up for, or kind of how do you?
In a regular season without all the injuries we have, I've always told you guys it takes you 20 games to figure out what kind of team you have. And with all the injuries, that clock got reset when JJ and Salve got back in the lineup. So I still don't think we've reached that point of the season where we know how good we can be offensively. This was a good sign tonight, so maybe we're getting there. But this is when you want to be good in the last month of my career. This is when I want them to be good in the last month of my career.
The flip side to that, other teams probably don't know either, right? The opposite,
Yeah, they sure don't. They, they see that we got swept last weekend, and they thought it was going to be easier than it was because we haven't. I think that's the most runs we've scored this year. So, but baseball's crazy that way. They just, when that game ended, they got all the momentum because a 13-run lead just turned into a tie game. The next time that leadoff hitter, who hits the ball hard every time he swings, the next time he steps in the box, it'll be a tie game. So they'll have the momentum going into tomorrow. So I think this place is going to be jammed up with people tomorrow after the spring game. So I think our atmosphere really needs to help us get locked in for that game tomorrow.
Looking forward to tomorrow a little bit. How has Derek responded this week, just in practice and being around him after he wasn't as sharp last time out?
That's one thing you never worry about with Derek Clark, his competitiveness and his work between starts. You can worry about that with some other guys, not that guy. That's the last thing you need to worry about, him attacking their hitters. He may give up some hits and make some mistakes. Everybody does that, but he will be ready to pitch, I promise you.
At what point do you start looking at seeding, possible seeding for the Big 12 tournament?
In the stadium,
for the Big 12.
SEDING, that's the only type of seeding I'm interested in at this point.
Too early then. Still to worry about Big 12s. Right?
I don't ever look at that stuff. I look at it, but I don't ever talk about it.
You want to expand seating here, since we're talking about that seating?
That would be cool. I have some ideas for this place, actually, which is a whole nother podcast.